Thank you for coming to this session. And in Manchester tradition, as Marlene already said, there's some music, so there's definitely a lot of fun in this session. So I'm going to start with my first slide, and the music will start. You might notice who this famous band is. Oh, it didn't work. It worked earlier, so let me try again. I think the sound is not coming through. I'm sorry about that. It was working earlier. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to talk today about our interdisciplinary research themes at the University of Manchester, and I'm going to use different terms for this, like cross-cutting research themes, so I use them interchangeably, so they're the same thing, they have overlapping ideas or concepts, so I just wanted to say that before I start properly. So I want to show you how we showcase our research themes on the portal, what were our requirements, what is our solution, and how we transition from the old model, from our previous model to the new model, and then give a bit of feedback of how this is working for us and how the transition worked. So what are interdisciplinary research themes at the University of Manchester? So interdisciplinary research themes are integral to a research organization's research environment, but they may not form part of the institutional hierarchy. And that's the case for the University of Manchester. These themes support and promote interdisciplinary collaboration to find solutions to global problems and challenges, because they enable multidisciplinary research and discovery. So different examples at different institutions they could be called research groups, centers, institutes, platforms, beacons, networks, and domains, or many more. They might have a different name at your institution. And so at the University of Manchester, they sit alongside our hierarchy. But as I said, they are not part of the hierarchy. So we have got 3 big faculties with schools and departments, and then sitting alongside are these themes. And they are kind of research units. We define them as research units as well. And so we have a wide range of different ones. They're called beacons, platforms, and institutes, and they're governed by a board. So they're official organizations, but not part of our hierarchy. So what are beacons? So our beacons represent pioneering discoveries, interdisciplinary collaboration, and cross-partner partnerships. You might have heard of graphene. Was discovered at the University of Manchester, that one of our biggest discovery. But also we do a lot of research on cancer. We work with the Cancer Hospital Christie and institutes, and many other ones. So I've listed the main ones here on this slide, the 5 that we have, and they cover lots of different areas of research. We have 4 platforms, and they kind of provide focus and resources to connect, drive and amplify the collaborations between academics, faculties, and the institutes. And I've listed them here: Policy at Manchester and Creative Manchester, and then Digital and Sustainable Futures. We have 21 research institutes at the University of Manchester, and they actually, they do the interdisciplinary research, they combine disciplines and facilitate our leading edge research. So I'm just listing them here slowly, because there are so many, some of which are actually national institutes. That would be the Henry Royce Institute with partners, other UK partners, and the Productivity Institute. But as you can see, they cover so many different areas of research, and so they are part of our research environment. So what are the challenges that we were facing on showcasing those research themes on the portal? So, and how can we report on their activity? So the four main questions that we had is, how can we manage our research teams in Pure and be able to report on their research activity? And how can we better display our beacons, platforms, and institutes on the Pure portal alongside our hierarchy? And how can we transition from a model to a more standard model, because the previous model wasn't standard, and it should work for all the different types that we have? And how can we offer the researchers some flexibility to self-affiliate themselves and their content? So just to go a bit more into detail about these questions and challenges and requirements. So we used to have a model of affiliating our researchers to institutes, and we used the organizational staff affiliation in Pure. And that could only be managed by the Pure support team, the central team, and it was very resource intensive. And we wanted to transition to a different model that is more kind of flexible, more efficient. And the research teams require manual setup because they are not part of our hierarchy. And we wanted to have a simple process that's easy to manage and maintain. A solution should allow researchers to self-affiliate their own profiles and their own content to those cross-cutting themes, and that should sit alongside their organizational staff affiliation and not confuse people. We wanted improved visibility for the research themes because on our previous portal, it was a custom-built portal, they were not very visible. They were difficult to find and different pages. We wanted to have them centrally and be able to showcase them better and their research activity. And we also want to offer that the institute and platform support staff, that they can actually provide help and support to their researchers in affiliating content and showcasing this on the portal, and then be able to report on that activity. So I've got an audience poll now. I hope you have your devices ready and bring up the app and get into the interactive tab to do your answers. So the question is, how does your institution manage and showcase cross-cutting research themes on the portal? So I've given some answers that I thought might be relevant. So maybe you don't have them at your institution. Maybe you don't set them up on the portal because they are manually set up. Maybe they can, maybe you use them as part of your hierarchy, it could be. Or you manually affiliate them through the organizational staff affiliation, or you use project pages, that's also a very popular option, or tagging model with keywords. So I'm quite interested to see what the institutions are doing. So at the moment, it is between, well, that's interesting. So there's three main ones: manually affiliate us to the themes, and then part of the hierarchy, and also we do not display it as it requires manual setup and management. That is, okay, am I getting confused? So these three here are actually, there's some movement here. We do not display them as it requires manual setup. Well, that's really interesting. So I'm going to go into my next slide and to show you what we've done, how we set them up, what our solution is. So I'm going to play that next one. Okay, what is our solution? So we developed a new approach to manage and showcase our beacons, platforms, and institutes. And the changes we made, they coincided with the upgrade of our custom portal to the Pure portal last year. And I listed here 4 steps, which I'm going to explain in more detail now. So first of all, what we did, we created for each of those units, for these themes, standalone overview pages for each of them. And because they're not part of the hierarchy, they don't get a page automatically in Pure. So we set them all up, kind of classified them either as Beacon, Platform Institute, and added some nice pictures to coincide with their actual websites, links and so on. And yeah, so we used the classification scheme that was most relevant. So that's the landing page for each of those themes. And they have also links, as you can see at the bottom. And I'm going to explain how these links work. So we enabled as a second step the structured keyword tagging on persons. So for each of the cross-cutting themes, we set up a structured keyword in classification schemes, and researchers can use from the list that I've shown on this slide. They can use the relevant ones and self-affiliate to any of them. And they are then visible on the researchers' profiles. As you can see there, that we have got a nice section, research beacons, institutes, and platforms. And researchers can affiliate to as many as are relevant for them. Then we also enabled the same content, the keyword tagging on content. So all content that's visible on the portal, like publications, projects, prizes, and so on, can be tagged by researchers and support staff. So the support staff who help researchers. And we also use it in our award management module for awards and applications. And that helps us to track the involvement of our research institutes in research grants. That's very useful for us for reporting purposes. As a third step, we added filters on content pages on the portal. So we've enabled the filtering on the left-hand menu, and basically we can select the relevant one, and it shows all the content that's tagged with that keyword on that page. And with this filter, we created these clickable links. So we've got filtered content, as you can see here in this example. That's one of our institutes, Global Development Institute. And this institute has, in this example, the project records shown. And the link, the URL, we've included on their overview page, basically, as a clickable link. And we've done that for all of them, for all 21, for all content types. And that really works fantastically because it automatically updates, obviously, when someone tags something, so it is added to the list automatically. So the visibility, we wanted to improve the visibility of our research themes on the portal, and because it was difficult to find them and see them in our custom portal. And how we enhanced it is basically we created these three clickable buttons below our faculties. So we've got 3 faculties at the top. Yeah. And then underneath we have got our 3 beacons, platforms, and institutes clickable links. And then the visitor can just click on one of them and be taken to the full list of institutes, for example, and like in this example, and based on filtering again. We wanted to achieve a consistent approach to reporting on their research activity. Basically, the reporting module offers us the opportunity to share reports with institute staff, for example, and so we can build reports, share them with relevant people, and they can run their own reports based on a filter for the tagged keywords. So that's very useful for getting the information for, leadership meetings and to know how the performance is of the relevant institute, beacon, or platform. How did we transition from our previous model in the custom portal to this new model in our pure portal now? So as I said earlier, the process for research institutes consisted of manually affiliating staff via the staff affiliation, and that was quite labor intensive for the pure team and the institute staff. We had to run reports. It took quite a long time for all those different institutes to run these reports and always keep them updated and pure. The transition process took approximately 4 months alongside the pure portal upgrade work that we did, the project. And it coincided with the launch of our pure portal upgrade in December last year. So all the new pages we created and all the model and the tagging, which was took like 4 months. As part of this process, we liaised with the 21 institutes and 4 platforms to agree on the details for all these changes, so get their engagement, so that they are aware what are the changes and what it means for them. And we agreed on an initial list of all their staff from the old model, and then migrated that data, the staff and content in Pure using the bulk change keywords on content job, which is a really useful job to make that exercise much easier, because it's like thousands of records to tag. We couldn't have done it manually. So this job, I just copied what it looks like. It's an XLS file, and it's based on selected content type based on the classification URIs. So the spreadsheet contains a list of pure IDs of that content, and then the keyword classification that we set up for the research theme, for example. And it's very simple to run, but we did that for all content types for all 21 institutes. So it took quite a while. Just to give a bit of feedback of how we are finding this process and what we have achieved with that. So it provides us with a standard process to manage beacons, institutes, and platforms, and it offers the researchers and all the support staff efficiency and consistency. So it works for all, this model works for all different types of research themes. It removes a step for the institutes to contact the Pure support team, so it's kind of low maintenance after the initial setup. And the transition to the new model was quite a big piece of work, as I said, but that job really helped, and it was really important to get engagement agreement with the relevant institutes so that they are aware, because obviously they were used to a certain way of doing things, and we introduced changes, and it's important to have that engagement. And also we had to, define which of the research themes to showcase. And really importantly, we only showcase our official institutes, platforms, and beacons. So they are governed by a board, and we can't accommodate any requests that sit outside of that. Like sometimes we get requests for research centers that they would like a page like these really nice pages we have for a platform, but we can't accommodate that because it gets out of hand, and we offer then a different solution, for example, project pages. And we also had to think about how to deal with research themes that are no longer active. So we have made a decision to keep the overview page and the tag content for the historic institute, for example, but to disable the ability to self-affiliate and tag new content. So we still show that page, but we won't be able, researchers won't be able to tag new content, but the historic content is still there. So that's basically what I wanted to say. And my last slide is another song. Thank you for your attention, and hopefully the music will. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love.